this guy. Okay, first of all, with the Diddy situation, it feels like there's been a Pandora box open. And listen, you can see it from two sides. You can see it from the side of, listen, when one victim has the courage, a lot of times she gives courage to all the other victims. You can see it from this side. So listen, yeah, after Cassie spoke up, everybody's like, yeah, me too. That's how the whole movement started. And you have to respect that because, listen, in the midst of all the craziness, there are real victims. Or you can see it from another side. There's a prosecutor in the US that just wants to bring cases for his own agenda and his own advancement in the business of being a prosecutor, which is a business too. So, you know, high profile cases against celebrities, and you have this guy in New York that just keeps prosecuting people. That's a way to see it. A third way to see it is Cassie made a lot of money. I want money too. And you have to be careful because from soon as there's big amounts of money being paid in 24 seconds by 24 hours by moguls, this can awaken a lot of greed. And some people might revise their memories to pretend that they were victimized by you so that they can get a check. And listen, I'm not saying it's easy to know when people are lying or not, because it's not. But you have to be careful because not everybody that accuses people are saying the truth. So you cannot believe everybody. And at the same time, you have to take seriously when anybody says that they are the victim of anything. All right. With this said, let's talk about a guy that should have become a pasteur in Kinshasa. Kanye West, that is being sued for sexual harassment by an ex-assistant. Like, he chose, listen, this guy has a type. They all look alike. I mean, we all do. But this is another clone of his ex-wife. Kanye West, ex-executive personal assistant, claimed he gave her the boot after sending her vile sexual text and videos. Her name is Lauren Pisciota or Pisciota, I don't know. Says in her lawsuit that she was an OnlyFans model who posted a bunch of bikini and lingerie pics and was super successful, making 1 million every year. Is that so? Okay, already the story is special. But listen, she's hot. Kanye hired Lauren in July 2021 after meeting her when he was putting together his fashion line. She says that she also collaborated with him and worked with him on 3 songs on Donda. So he met her, and she was OnlyFans girls, sex worker, and that's who he decided to hire as an assistant. Okay, why not? A year later, she says he came to her and wanted her to be godlike and asked her to delete her OnlyFans account and promised to pay her $1 million a year if she did so. And she agreed. Listen, already, that whole situation makes no sense to me. And the whole conversation, I want you to be godlike, but listen, I'm going to hire you, and yeah, I want you to become XYZ. Listen, somebody has a God complex here. And Piscotty's claim shortly thereafter, Kanye began to send her a series of text messages, including one that reads, "See, my problem is I've been wanting to F, but then after I fuck, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been fucked while I'm fucking them. Then I want her to cheat on me." It really gets vulgar after that, with more alleged text sent from her that describe Ye's sexual fantasies with women, including a lot of explicit language. There's one interesting text when, of course, I mean, TMZ, of course, is this dick racist? This fucking racist dick of mine. I'm going to beat these fucking racist dicks for being a fucking racist. I'm going to stare at a picture of white women with black asses and beat the shit out of my racist dick. Beating the shit out of this black cock. She also claims he would masturbate during phone conversation with her and asked if she could hear or guess what he was doing. And she claimed he was fixated on the penis size of her boyfriends. Well, listen, I'm not going to victim blame or victim shame, but listen, you on OF having a guy that want to hire you because he saw you on OF and then tells you that he wants you to be godlike and then send you all these strange messages and then asking you to hear her. Like, I don't think it's a shock for her. I believe that it's more a money thing, but the whole story makes no sense. Anyway, to me, that whole story makes zero sense. But hey, according to the lawsuit, there was a slew of text messages and sexual videos and photos that was sent to her, including at least 2 videos of Kanye having sex with a model. She claims he then promoted her to chief of staff for his various companies at a salary of $4 million a year. She says in October 2022, she was fired, but claims he offered her a $3 million severance that she accepted, and she claims he never paid. So she's suing for breach of contract, sexual harassment, wrongful termination, and a hostile work environment. All right, listen, I believe only in 2 of these things: breach of contract and wrongful termination. Everything else, I'm like, yo. But hey, listen, when they file lawsuit, you know, that's what they're going to say. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Pasteur Kanye, c'est bien foutu de votre gueule. when the whole black community got angry with Kanye's antics when he said that slavery was a choice among, to resume the whole thing. When he said the whole thing, sorry. Even if I won't get into the details of what he said exactly, but I thought it was a little more elaborate, but all good. When black people got tired of him, right? And everybody said, the Kanye party is over, you are canceled, etc. That's when he came back as a man of God. He disappeared for a few months. And then I remember everybody was on Instagram, and all of a sudden you saw a choir. You saw him in the middle with his MPC doing and that's when I was like, and listen, you should have seen the comments. What a genius, it's amazing, oh my God, etc. And after that, he came back with the Sunday choir. And he feels like he's been absoluted of all his scenes and all the things he said by the black community once he arrived back as a man of God. I don't know if he's gonna work, Diddy, but for Kanye it worked. And then he released the Life of Pablo, the gospel album, and yeah, everybody forgot the thing he said that they said they would never forgive. All of a sudden, they all believed. And at the same time, yeah, as a man of God, as Pastor Kanye, who doesn't wear shoes anymore and walks around like a god, as a cult leader, that's what he was doing, hiring OnlyFans model so he can tell them, I want you to be godlike when he's on one side of the parlor, and when he's on the opposite side of the parlor, he wants to beat of his masturbate on these women, and at the same time make them a personal executive XYZ of his companies. Listen, I'm not saying she's an idiot. I don't know what is her. Listen, you have some very smart people who do OnlyFans because maybe they love voyeurism and they love the money, but it doesn't mean that they are dumb. But there's a lot of very beautiful and dumb chicks in there. And listen, I'm not going to say that she's one of them, but there's a lot of them in there. And the whole story of, listen, if I want to hire a personal assistant, right, to run the Sushi Raw, Shada Wear, and Club Shada marketing and be my executive personal assistant, I'm going to look on LinkedIn. Or I'm going to call people who know people and tell them, yo, I'm looking for a person to do this. Help me out. And people would tell me this person is the right person for the job. I'm not going to go on OnlyFans to go and hire an executive assistant or somebody that will become, what did she become? Chief of staff of all these companies. This whole thing is so filled with nonsense, and not just nonsense from Kanye, nonsense from both of them. But still, to claim you're a man of God and have all these people come to your shows and sing hallelujah and yeah, listen, the music is beautiful. I said it before, but when are you gonna stop making all these idiots famous, or all these crazy people so super famous? Like, yeah, the music is great. Nobody will ever say the opposite. We all know it. But then, at the same time, you have Didi on one side, and everybody knew what he was doing, but everybody was closing their eyes as long as he was paying the bills of the building at Sony or Arista and whatever. I don't even know what is the label. And on the other side, you have one guy that says he's a pastor now, and at the same time, that's the messages he sent and the video he sends to people he hired as actually one of his fantasy on OF. Probably saw her, probably sent her a private message in there, probably. Listen, Kanye could completely go to Kinshasa and open his own church, because of what I've seen here. You have all the ingredients of what Pasteur Kanye is. A guy that is crazy, has crazy talent, is a sex addict. He said it before. You have to watch the documentary. He said it before, and has a lot of money. So he can actually, like we say, il a les moyens de ses ambitions. And if the ambitions is craziness, oh, you're all doomed. And that's what we have here. Free, what up? Pasteur Kanye. Listen, Congo has 400,000 churches. Oh, our stream royalty is back in effect. Free, black free thinker. Thank you so much. Kanye was always different. In other words, his own guy. Yep. From the get-go, he was always different. Thing is this. There's a lot of people who are different. I'm different myself. There's a lot of things that I do differently. Now, if you give somebody who's different a lot of money, sometimes it doesn't change things. Sometimes this is what happens. Bunch of promises on one side, being a man of God, and probably still wearing your soutane, sending dick pics to OnlyFans models that you told, hey, leave your job because I have a God complex and become my assistant for 1 million a year. Listen, I had a friend. He went to a place here called the White Elephant, where all the girls are for hire. Took one. He's a multimillionaire. He took one and spent the night with her. Until then, it was all good. He paid, all good. And then he had a little bit of a God complex. He said, I don't want you to do this anymore. And she was like, what? That's my job. I'm a hoe. No, I don't want you to do this anymore. I want you to go to school. I'll pay for your university. I'll pay for this. I'll pay for, I just bought you an apartment and and also bought you a store and some stocks. Do your thing. And me, I was like, wait a minute. Did you fall in love with the prostitute? And he was like, no. Just wanted to help. I was like, so wait a minute. You went from spending a night with a girl that you just met to telling her to stay until the morning, and in the morning to telling her, stay for a week and I'll pay for every day. So I don't know how much it is, maybe 1,000 a day. I don't know. Never tried. So let's say he paid 5,000 for her to stay for the whole week. Diner with him, go with him, do da plus sex. And then at a point, he just woke up and he said, I don't want you to do this anymore. And yeah, I want you to go to school. I'm paying for the university. I'm paying for this, da. And I was like, were you trying to make her become a honest woman and marry her and whatever? I mean, I'm not judging, but was that what you were trying to do? And he was like, no. I just wanted to help somebody. Dad, listen, she was a great girl. Yeah. And I look at him and I was like, oh, that's God complex. You have the means because you are multi-millionaire. You have the means to just buy an apartment in Lisbon and put the girl in there and buy her a store because she told you she wants to open a store. That's called the God complex, because yeah, you can do this with your best friend, childhood friends, XYZ, family members and stuff. Not a hoe you met a week ago. But that's what these people do. Because they have unlimited money. And because they have unlimited money, they can at the same time sing your church stuff on Sunday, and then at the same time send their dick pics to their assistant and that they met on OnlyFans. The whole thing makes 0 sense. But that's America for you.